Welcome to Mind Matters with Dr. Michelle. Rapper, songwriter, and producer Royce the 5'9" is back for part 2. Last week, Royce gave us a glimpse of the drive behind his passion for mental health. In true artist fashion, he took a personal struggle and created a success story, the Ryan Montgomery Foundation. In collaboration with mental health experts, the Ryan Montgomery Foundation is addressing mental health in underserved areas. Foundation partners Mushedi Muhammad and CNS Healthcare CEO Michael Garrett are joining us. Stay tuned for the conversation. We're going to take a quick break. Share your thoughts on Facebook and Instagram at Mind Matters with Dr. Michelle. Welcome back to Mind Matters with Dr. Michelle. If you're just tuning in, at the table with me are MC Royce the 5'9", Mushedi Muhammad, and CNS Healthcare CEO Michael Garrett. Welcome.
Thank you for having us
very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Royce, you were here last week. They're familiar with you now. You're the new face of mental health.
I'm a star in the mental health field.
Exactly. You are. You are. You're going to get your honorary degree too. And we often use mental health and mental illness interchangeably. So when I just said you're the face of mental health, some people think, oh, what's wrong with him? But mental health is what we strive to have, you know. So mental health is the same as mental well-being. But people think as soon as you say the word mental, they're like, somebody's crazy.
Yes.
And it's like, no, so you're the face of mental health.
Yeah, and I'm also a part of a field where I'm required to use my mind all the time. I'm always reading, I'm always memorizing things, I can think the worst things onto myself if I allow myself. If I have enough time in a room and I just thought bad thoughts, then that will literally control my day. Like I really understand the power of the brain. So and I'm real big on positive thought, positive affirmation, and manifestation.
So I guess all of those positive thoughts led you to develop a foundation.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Well, with everything that's going on in the world, these are trying times. So it makes it to where everybody's kind of hyper-focused on their computer. Everybody's hyper-focused on everything that's going on. And to me, I feel like the root of a lot of this is mental health care. So what I want to do with my foundation is I want to start to provide service for the underserved communities. There's a lot of communities, there's a lot of areas being overlooked. There's a lot of people who could be doing more to help, who could be doing their part, me being one of them. And I just think it's a time for everybody to kind of step up. It's a time for everybody to step up, show and prove, draw your line in the sand, use your platform to do good things, selfless things, and this is just a time in my life to do so. So the Ryan Montgomery Foundation, I called my good brother Mushedi Muhammad to help me out, to assist me with the foundation. We linked up with my man Michael from CNS, and we also linked up with Kevin Fisher from NAMI as well. And we're gonna launch we're launching a mental health initiative that's gonna basically give free mental health care to people without health insurance, and we're going to raise awareness for mental health care. Hopefully we'll be able to get some people in who don't think that they need assistance.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that would be great. That would be great, because therapy has helped me so much. It's helped me so much in my life. As we said on the last show, it just put me in a position to be able to put things in perspective and really just think in a way to where I can start making the necessary improvements in my life.
Yeah.
Just as a man,
Yeah, and I'm just so happy to hear all of this as a psychologist. When you guys reached out to me to ask me to be part of this initiative, the first thing I thought was, yes, I've been saying, we need more people, like Royce to step up and say, hey, I have problems. I sought help, and look at me now. I'm developing my own foundation to help other people, to encourage other people to get help. So that's just amazing. I commend you for that.
Thank you. And thank you for being a part of it too.
Yeah, I'll help out, any way I can. I mean, we got to push this. And, and I remember you said, I'm excited. I'm more excited now and I know you've had a lot of peaks in your life. So for you to be excited about this,
I'm just happy that we're finally here. I'm happy that we're going to be able to help some people.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling good about it. How you feel, Mike?
I'm feeling great about it. I think one of the things that excited me most about it is that in the mental health care field, we are fighting every day, every week, every month, every year to get our message out there about the importance of mental health care and how important it is for people to seek treatment. Even if you don't think you need it, you either do or you know somebody that does. And to have somebody of the stature of Royce the 5'9" to come out and say, hey, I see it an issue, I want to do something about it, is something that's invaluable. The fact that you're going to lend your voice to this issue is going to elevate it so much higher than we could have done on our own. And that type of partnership is invaluable, that we can really make strides in helping heal some of the things that plague our communities right now. So that was tremendous. So thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you, man.
thank
Thank you.
And then we have Mouche the Great over here. And I know we've had conversations before, and we've been, on panels together. And I know you have a lot of thoughts. So yeah, you're the perfect person for him to team up with. And what are you thinking about all of this?
Well, when you have a voice like a Royce the 5'9", and then also you have individuals like Snoop Dogg who's stepping up, speaking about mental health. You have other artists, Kanye West and so on and so forth. Mental health is now on the front burner. It's not on the back burner. And individuals like a Royce and a Snoop and a Charlemagne the God, they're breaking down that wall of stigma. That's in the black community particularly. Because we're used to just seeing mental health issues going on in our family, and we'll turn a blind eye to it.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to continue this conversation about the Ryan Montgomery Foundation when we return. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Mind Matters with Dr. Michelle. Guys, we can just continue this discussion. The Ryan Montgomery Foundation is so needed, just because of like what we're talking about now. If they can only hear what we're talking about during the break, it's like we're talking about how, mental illness does not discriminate. I mean, athletes, music artists, actors, business owners, it doesn't matter. And so if we can have conversations like this all the time, we'll normalize it, and we will just get rid of that stigma altogether. And that's really what we're looking to do. And so, Royce, you're specifically focused on disadvantaged communities. Why?
I kind of look at mental health care like an amenity. Those aren't anybody else's words. Those are just my words. I kind of look at it like we're staying in a hotel, and you get to use the gym.
Right.
The nicer the hotel is, the nicer the gym is.
Yeah.
Some hotels don't even have a gym. A lot of these communities that we're speaking about, we just don't have the amenities. So I think that kind of adds to the stigma. If it's something that you don't think is available to you, and the only time that you hear about it is when you're hearing it in a negative sort of light, you'll go away from that, and you won't even process that as an option at all. And I feel like all human beings should have these amenities. And I feel like if you come from these environments, it's your job, it's your responsibility to give back to those environments and fill those voids that were missing when you came up through them. I feel like that's a part of success. That's what success is.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think I always say that saying I'm going to see a therapist or looking for a therapist should be, similar to I'm going out to buy that new designer purse. It's like, we need to be able to brag about, I have a great therapist. I need to call my therapist and that because, it really is an amenity. I didn't think of it that way. I'm going to start using that amenity.
I'd like to see a day where when you dial 911, not only do you get the responder, but you also get a mental health care option as well.
Absolutely.
That's right.
I want to be able to, link up with NAMI and CNS and yourself and provide those kind of amenities, among other things. Right now we're focusing on mental health. Once we get that up and running, we're going to do tons of things. Me and
Absolutely.
my big brother Moosh, we got tons
Absolutely.
of ideas, and the work never stops. It can't be one of those things that everybody's hyper-focused on it just because it's the pandemic. It has to be something that lasts and continues on, because this is something that existed before the pandemic. It exists now. It's a little bit more exacerbated now, but we need to stay on top of it. You know, it's our job.
And Michael, as you hear Royce talking about serving underserved areas, how does CNS Healthcare play into all of that? Is that a clientele that you frequently see?
Absolutely. When you talk about underserved areas, a lot of people don't know that the Federal Department of Health and Human Services actually has a list. They've gone through, probably using census data or the data available to them, and identified areas all across the country that they either classify as health professional shortage areas or medically underserved areas. What that means is that the federal government has identified certain zip codes and areas where there is high infant mortality, high poverty, low access to medical, dental, and mental health care services based on the population per thousand and the number of practitioners that operate in that area. There are several, and it shouldn't be thought of as just an inner city issue. From the inner cities of Detroit to the mountains of Kentucky, okay? All areas like that can be designated as healthcare shortage areas and medically underserved areas. What CNS Healthcare does is whenever we decide on a new location to add to our service array, we make sure that it fits both of those criteria, that it's in a medically underserved area and a healthcare professional shortage area, because those communities have demonstrated an actual need to have access to healthcare services that currently are not available right now. And when we talk about mental health care, not taking care of your mind also does have a detrimental effect on your body as well. Oftentimes people who are having mental health care challenges neglect to address some of the physical issues that are occurring with them as well. CNS Healthcare, as part of our service array, and what we will offer anybody that wants it through the Ryan Montgomery Foundation, is access to a complete suite of behavioral health care services and linkages with primary care physicians, so we can finally get to address the body and the mind at the same time, because they are connected, they're inseparable, and you can't be healthy in one and unhealthy in the other.
Amen.
Absolutely. Yes, amen to that. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about other forms of treatment. Thus far, we've talked about therapy. We're going to get into some talk about medication, and Muchetti, I'm going to ask you to weigh in on that. We're going to take a quick break, head over to @MyMatters with Dr. Michelle. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching today. Also, a huge thanks to our sponsor, the Ryan Montgomery Foundation. In the words of Royce the 5'9", my goals are simple: provide privilege for the underprivileged. How can you elicit change? It's simple. Start with a purpose and get involved. You can make a difference. Head over to @MyMatters with Dr. Michelle. Share your thoughts about today's episode and more. Improve your mental health, improve your life. We'll see you next week.